And my uncle basically says, yeah, you know, I won't like babysit him, but he's 21, so I'll make sure that nothing goes crazy. I'll make sure the house doesn't burn down. I'll make sure he doesn't start, you know, breaking bad again in the backyard. Just general stuff. And as soon as they left, the kids started to party a lot. But he was 21, so if he wanted to get crunk and throw a party, there was nothing that my uncle would really do about it. And since the house was far enough away, we didn't really hear it, so my uncle's like, whatever, the kid's gonna party, he's a young kid, who really cares, no big deal, alright? My uncle wasn't some grumpy fart who was like, how dare this kid have fun on my watch, refuse for you to be able to enjoy yourself as my father, you must go submit yourself to my discretion as I am in charge of the neighborhood. It was nothing like that. My uncle was pretty chill, he could basically party and do whatever he wanted because it didn't bother him at all. And for a few weeks, that's exactly how it was. It was no big deal. The parties basically happened every single night. It was definitely a little bit crazy, but like my uncle said, you know, it doesn't bother us. It can keep us left late at night, so it's no big deal. If the kid wants to throw down and get crunk, that's totally on him. He's 21 and he's technically an adult, and I think the parents knew that, so like, my uncle wasn't going to go over there and tell some adult kid to knock it off, you know? I think that's something that's always been frustrating to me is as an adult now, sometimes adults act like they're still in charge of me, like I can't be the one to make decisions. So my uncle was trying to do the nice. He wasn't just some grumpy old man. We're about to get started. So this 21-year-old party start turning into raves, and I'm talking about all night long raves for like weeks at a time, and for some reason, he decides that partying in the house isn't good enough, okay? So he builds this huge, like, dance floor thing, probably about 15 feet away, or 50, sorry, feet away from my uncle's house, meaning that it is keeping up basically the entire house all night, right? And at the time, you know, my uncle tries to be cool about it, and for 2 weeks he let these raves go on. But after the entire house not really getting much sleep for 2 weeks, because this kid is throwing raves literally... Asked him to please move his dance floor to the rest of his land. My uncle decided that he was going to get revenge, which I mean, fair enough, dude. I don't blame you. At that point, all the gloves are off. It's time for revenge. He's a pretty smart guy, so he decides that he can't just go snitch on the kid, okay? I don't know why he decided to make this kid ruin his own downfall, but he decides to hatch a massive get this kid to call his and then bust the kid and basically be like, oh, well, you have a phone, why don't we just tell them you've been having a rave? So after saying it's not my fault if your kid gets right, like being a jerk, he starts trying to crap talk my uncle and has his buddies from his start getting in my uncle's face. Yeah, bro, get out of here, bro. This is our bro. This is the country, bro. You can't, like, get us kicked out, bro. Like, they're just trying to fight my uncle because he's like, hey, can my child please sleep, you know? And, look, I understand you gotta have your boys back, but if my boys were like, yeah, can I fight that nun because she looks funny? But regardless, this guy's like, yeah, dude, you can't. My uncle's like, all right, fine, whatever. We're gonna get it was a rave. My uncle and we're just sitting there playing Xbox, hanging out inside, like in the basement of their house, and basically says, all right, kids, grab your guns, we're gonna go shooting. And we set up everything, which is probably away from the rave, not towards the rave. We weren't like shooting into the rave, okay? I don't want you guys to get this confused in your story. It was the opposite direction where he had already cleared with like the city police that everything was okay and it was safe to shoot that direction. Everything was safe, no one was going to get hurt. And my uncle basically says, let her rip. So we start lighting up those targets fast as heck because that's just the absolute savages we are. We got aim on 700. If you ever try to mess with me, I am going to warn you, I was trained by 17 who actually 1v1 Al-Qaeda in Call of Duty. Do not mess with me. Sure enough, as soon as we start doing this, Frat Boy and his goons walk over and try to like intimidate us doing this. Like, what, bro? You're trying to ruin our party, bro? That's super not chill, bro. You're like kind of squashing the vibe, bro. I don't know if you really know this, bro, but it's just not very to like interrupt a rave like that, bro. That's very not dope of you. Like, that's like 0 swag. Me and my boys were like 10 swags. That's not. We're like, well, you know, you're more than welcome to call the police. You're more than welcome to call them out there. Obviously, my uncle had an understanding with the sheriff, but at the same time, if they called the police out here for noise, then he's going to have to shut down his rave too. So there's basically nothing that he can do about it. And so whenever they would rave, my uncle would grab us and basically say, get out there, get the targets ready, and blast away. And after about 2 weeks of us going back and forth with this, during the summer, it won't happen again. And for 2 days, my uncle makes us stop. He lets the he lets the kids copy. He lets the kids think that he's won. So that way, the next time we go out there and interrupt their party, the kid's gonna lose it and absolutely like call his parents and freak out. So on the third day, my uncle's like, all right, okay, get out there and interrupt the party. And we're like, are you sure? You know, you want us not to. You acting so scared. And my uncle smiles and goes, I've got a plan out there and make him as loud as humanly possible, disrupt his party. So, sure enough, we go out there and we start disrupting the party the way we know how, because it's pretty easy to be loud when you're doing what we were doing, okay? It's not very difficult. It's not like hard shooting guns. It's not. Keep in mind, my uncle and this kid's dad had become pretty good friends. One of the reasons that this kid's mom were very Christian, okay? Not the type of Christian who would be big fans of a rave in their backyard where people are drinking and doing other things that you do at a rave. So we start interrupting, and as soon as we start doing this, this kid comes marching over with his phone in his hand. Oh, I guess you'd like to talk to my parents, wouldn't you? And my uncle goes, no, don't call your parents. And the kid smugly turns around and walks back to the house and says over his shoulder, well, you have no choice. And my uncle just smiles and looks at us. And we're like, all right, I don't know what you've got planned, but obviously it's smart. I'm not going to okay? I'm not going to. My uncle clearly has something going on, so whatever. And basically the kid goes and calls his parents. The only problem is my uncle had followed him over there. So as soon as he calls his parents and starts complaining about the neighbor, he asks him to put it on speaker. And the kid smugly and stupidly puts it on speaker so my uncle can hear, but that also lets them hear the rave. And at that point, my uncle and the parents are not happy with this because the parents absolutely shocking so my uncle got a 3-day my uncle got pro revenge on a crappy neighbor. Pretty savage if I do say so myself. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure you're hot. Well, what is all over your face? I don't know what type of obvious question that was, but it's pretty obvious this guy's got a marker on his face. He's honestly out here looking like the Walmart version of Fanboy from that old Nickelodeon show. I don't think I've ever been bored enough in class to color on my own face, but apparently schools in Texas are so boring that you'll take matters into your own hands. Did he think this was going to make him cool? Like he was going to walk into the lunchroom covered in Crayola marker, looking like a really crappy recreation of a Picasso painting, and every kid was just going to instantly try to jack his swag? Watch out, start a new trend of coloring in your own face to make it look like your brother just went ham with a marker. That's the coolest thing doing it these days. All you did was make yourself look like a clown, What's going on, guys? It's your favorite residential real estate agent here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. I'm pretty sure we've all been bored in school at least once, okay? Everybody's had the situation where you're chilling in math class, look down, do math for 4 hours, and look back. You get stuck in a time vortex. The difference is, most people who get that building and this poor kid is forever going to be immortalized. What do you teach a colored thing. But he's using it on some random kid who colored in his face like this. It's not even good art. Like, the least you can do on your own face is make it look good. He looks like halfway through he had a stroke, the pencil just started to shake, and he just kept coloring his face, didn't even question it. I think that's my favorite part. It's just the wow. Let's listen back one more time. When you find out your mom and dad are actually siblings, when you realize that pressing the subscribe button right now will actually give you 10 times more swag, when the person you're watching says swag, when you realize that TikTok b-boys get way more clout than anyone who actually has talents, I mean, honestly, it's a pretty versatile reaction to everything.
Did you do this in class?
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Why do you have marker all over your face?
Wow, was this principal a detective? He's asking the real raw questions that we need to know. Seriously though, my main question is, how did nobody notice this kid colored his face? Like, he got a lot of things done. He got the L on his forehead, he got the entire mask in, and he got the anyone sent him to the office. Like, what classes where this kid can color his entire face without anybody noticing? That's at least 5 minutes of coloring before he got caught. Was the teacher just sitting up there with a blindfold eating an apple? Like, how did you not notice this? And also, I've done the coloring your face in March. I'm so surprised that we still doesn't have a rampant huffing markers and getting it all over their face. We have a huge problem at this school, and we don't have the funding to fix it. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure it's normal to have never dealt with a kid coloring all over his face because he was bored in class. Imagine being this dude. You're at work, working so hard to make sure that your family makes a living, alright? You're there, you're laying, I don't know, sewage pipes to make sure that your family has a stable home to come home to. You spend hours and hours every single day working so hard with no sleep just to make sure your kids are set up for success. Just for your phone to ring and have to answer it. Hello? My son did what? He colored his face when he was bored? And it's a thing that you realize that everything in life is for nothing because your son is a moron?
You disrupted the class. You disrupted the learning process in your speech learning.
I can't do public speaking because I'm speech is fun.
I don't know, man. It seems like you might need a public speaking. You're not rapping. Make the class laugh. That's about it. It's not like public speaking. Yeah, no, this is the kid that 100%. Take me through the thought process. How the there wasn't one. I don't really like to do that. Anybody who thinks to be like, oh, maybe not going to do that doesn't think at all.
I go to, and my mustache connects to my beard, and I got a purple.
Got a purple what? Purple unibrow.
And then
Let me see the entire L. Why do you have a big L on?
Oh, I see the problem. It wasn't set to W. Oh. Seriously though, I think the L is on his forehead because that is all this kid is taking is straight L's. No girl's gonna want to go to home now, marker lad. You really didn't think this one through. The very least you could have done is realize that it's probably not a good idea to color on your face in front of your crush. Yeah, I just thought this girl was really cute and her name was Leslie, so I put an L on my forehead to try to get her to date me. Now she just got a restraining order. I don't really know what's up with that. It's okay, man. Leslie will come around, I promise. I've gotten plenty of restraining orders put on me. The judge apparently says too cute to put in prison. Whatever that means.
You're trying to be playing here, and you can't do that. This is unacceptable. Are you in a clown class somewhere?
no, sir.
You want to be a clown?
No, I don't want to be a clown. Clowns are for kids.
To be fair, angry old bald man who says he's right, we're not laughing with him, we're definitely laughing at him. Yeah, like, he's definitely doing all you can do. Yeah, seriously though, I just don't think he's as big as a deal as the angry bald man trying to do. Out of his pocket because he was vigorously collecting salmon. I don't know why you guys are acting like you get that is so Cosby out here. Cosby, an artist. Yeah, I mean, the teacher's just teaching his lesson. Just make sure there's no marking. Hopefully coloring on your face because if not, then and I'm gonna do a teardrop tattoo because that's how many bodies I have, you know? Imagine if this kid actually does this again. Like, he sits down again and this board goes, well, last time I colored on my face, it was pretty entertaining and I got on TV, so yeah, my claim to fame came when I was a freshman and colored on my face. It's been a whirlwind ever since, really. Me and Justin Bieber were hanging out in Greece last week.
I want your absolute word as a young man that this is not going to ever happen again. You repeat to me what I just told you I expect.
Bro, he can't even promise he's not going to do it again. That means he doesn't even remember. He is sitting here right now, a television camera in his face looking like this, and it's just like, I regret absolutely nothing. Either that or there's just no brain cells left. Like the marker fumes that were coming up the markers when he was coloring killed every single brain cell that he had left. That's the only other explanation. How do you want to do this again? How is this something that you want to repeat?
That you want insurance
And
and a young man's word.
And you're going to what? To me, you're going to give me
I promise.
that you're not going to do this.
Yes, sir.
Ah, yes, my word as a man that I will not color on my face no more for that foul. I want to be this kid. In the lunchroom and you hand him a milk filled with nothing but if you were at the mall and told what you wanted, if you said this kid go out the Cold War and kick the Segway outside until he fell, you would probably do it. Everything that his brain ones. I would pay $5 million to see this kid's apology. I think that would be this Apple product. Welcome to this.
When it comes to video marketing, but don't worry, we have a guide all about marketing and measuring videos for your business. Oh, and did we mention their
Yeah.